we'll go through and I'll explain some of these slides, these images, and I hope they will give you all some insight into life in Ciudad Juarez and life for the common fathers in that part of the world, living with a wonderful and noble group of people, Mexican people. Never saw my name on the screen before. It's great. And it's about time too. It's about time. This is a normal view of the parish of Rancho Napra, of Corpus Christi Rancho Napra. You see in the background those smokestacks are in the US side in El Paso. So there are two neighboring cities, El Paso, Texas, and Ciudad Juarez. You can Google map this and just see how close everything is there on the border. So both realities are deeply related. Thanks, Greg. Another house that you might see around in our parish. There's not a lot of, how do we say that? The water goes out in the street. There's not a lot of competent sewerage arrangements there. Also gives you another overview of our parish. This is the border fence, the very famous border fence, and you'll see later on the 2nd of November, every year the bishops and the priests and the people of Ciudad Juarez on one side and El Paso on the other side celebrate a combined mass here in the border. Thank you. Another view of a typical street. We have some streets that are bitumenized. What do you say in the States? Bitumenized? No? Paved. Thank you. Paved streets now. Not too many, but we're getting better. Another scene of Sunday markets there in our parish in Rancho Napra. That's people are selling barbacoa. It's a kind of a meat from the head of the cow, and also the pollos al carbón is a chicken, barbecue chicken. This is a view of Pentecost Sunday in our parish. People like to decorate the churches, and so we're all celebrating the wonderful feast of the Holy Spirit on Pentecost Sunday. These are some of the future priests of the Diocese of Ciudad Juarez, and all these gentlemen, 1, 2, 3, 4, are studying for the priesthood and are doing well at their studies, I'm told. Here we're blessing a child after the Mass, or one of the Sunday Masses there in our parish. I mentioned before, this was the First Communion class of 2009. This year we're even more, and that's a typical First Communion Sunday. It's a little bit disordered, but very sincere. This is a young child that suffered from mental disabilities, and he's also receiving his first Holy Communion on that day. This lady here is the housekeeper for the Clemens there in the parish. Her name is Senora Reina. She's got a number of children. She's a grandmother, and she's a wonderful, wonderful person. We're also celebrating on a weekend. 120 people get together from people who are responsible in the parish, and so we made a breakfast sandwich, much loved in Australia, with tomato, onions, cheese, bacon, sausages, and no one sent them back, so we're happy with that. This gentleman is, his name is Leo, and this little girl's name is Julia, or Rain, and he works part-time in our parish. He's a great help in our parish. He's a father of 5, and he's just a wonderful evangelical person for the Catholic Church. This is a shot of that view of that Saturday gathering. The people who are responsible, the different ministries, come together and pray and sing and eat, of course. This is a view taken by Mr. Pete Tulipana when he was visiting us. These are the federal police, They're called Los Federales, and they go back a long way. You probably saw them in cowboy movies back in the 50s or 60s. Different time, different age, different history. But these gentlemen, you see this, there are 15,000 soldiers, police, military in our city of Ciudad Juarez. And so these patrols, day and night, move around the city, but still large numbers of people are executed. So the citizenry in Ciudad Juarez would question the efficacy of this large military presence in our city. I'll be brief. This gentleman's name was Antonio. Leo, the gentleman you saw before, he and I were driving one day down one of the streets in Juarez, and we came across this situation. And sometimes the military don't let priests get close to give, we used to call it the last rites. So you have to go through a lot of begging and cajoling to get closer. So after about 10 minutes, we got closer, and suddenly I discovered one of the policemen. He had a large machine pistol on his chest. He had 3 years ago celebrated his confirmation in our parish. So he came running over and said, Father, great to see you. I said, oh, great to see you. But with the big hug, the machine pistol hurts in the stomach. But we got closer, and to the left, you see those policemen there. To the left, his wife was standing in the doorway. And this gentleman was the father of 4 children and had received 4 impacts in his head. So we were able to speak with her and talk with her and pray with her and bless this gentleman who was... The vast majority of people who are executed have something to do with drug trafficking, the vast majority. There are people who are killed by stray bullets, but the targeting is very specific. And so normally, I used to say, what happened? They say, Father, you know. So I don't ask anymore because I don't want to know too much. No one wants to know too much. But it is a fact that most people who have been executed have some way involved with drug trafficking. This gentleman here was the younger brother. He was killed at a funeral. I was talking to you about funerals. Funerals are, as I said, are regularly attacked in